man really qualified to run this country.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
Was compromised. But what happened last week when they took a
This is the dramatic video as rescue crews tried to save his life outside his home and put him on an ambulance.
The world of wrestling is still reeling after the devastating news that Hulk Hogan, the most iconic figure in professional wrestling history, passed away on July 24, 2025, at the age of 71. As the news spread, an avalanche of tributes followed from fellow wrestlers, celebrities, and millions of fans around the world. But one voice that resonated deeply was that of John Cena, a modern legend who, for many, represents the bridge between wrestling's past and its present. John Cena breaks. Silence. Wrestling will never be the same again. John Cena, who grew up watching Hulk Hogan redefine what it meant to be a wrestling superstar, finally reacted publicly to Hogan's passing. Beneath a social media tribute post, Cena left a simple but heartfelt comment. "Wrestling will never be the same again. Sleep well." It was more than a farewell. It was a passing of the torch. Fans immediately embraced the gesture as a moment of unity, with many pointing out that despite any past differences or controversies, Cena chose compassion, love, and respect. His quiet words encapsulated what many were feeling: grief, reverence, and gratitude. Over the years, Cena had spoken cautiously about Hogan's legacy, especially during the turbulent times that followed Hogan's controversies. But his tribute was a reminder that for all the complexities of a public figure's life, their contribution to culture and inspiration cannot be denied. The trailblazer who transformed wrestling. To understand the weight of Hogan's passing is to understand how he built the industry into what it is today. In the 1980s, professional wrestling was still seen as a niche form of entertainment, a traveling circus of athleticism and theater. Hulk Hogan changed all that. He didn't just wrestle, he performed. His energy could fill an arena before he even entered the ring. With his 24-inch pythons, trademark handlebar mustache, and booming voice, Hogan became the embodiment of the American hero. Hulkamania wasn't just a catchphrase, it was a movement. His matches sold out stadiums, his face adorned lunchboxes and T-shirts, and his message, train, say your prayers, take your vitamins, and believe in yourself, became a mantra for an entire generation of fans. Hogan's magnetic persona pulled wrestling out of the shadows and placed it center stage on national television and in mainstream culture. WrestleMania, now WWE's biggest annual event, was practically built on Hogan's back. His legendary feuds with the likes of Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, and The Ultimate Warrior became mythological stories passed down by fans like folklore. WWE prepares a final farewell. As tributes continue to pour in behind the scenes at WWE, preparations are reportedly underway for what many believe will be the most elaborate and heartfelt tribute in company history. Sources suggest that the next televised WWE broadcast will feature a full-scale memorial dedicated to Hogan, a moment to honor his contributions and allow fans to grieve and remember. "Don't be surprised if we get a huge spectacle," one insider said. "Hulk is wrestling royalty, and the higher-ups know how much he meant to the fans. They want to get it right. This won't be just a 10-minute video package. This is going to be something special." Plans are expected to include career highlight reels, messages from fellow legends, and live tributes from current superstars who were inspired by Hogan's career. The mood is reportedly emotional backstage, with many struggling to imagine the WWE Universe without the man who once held it on his shoulders. The end of an era. Hulk Hogan's death marks more than the loss of a superstar. It's the closing of a definitive chapter in wrestling history. Hogan didn't just shape WWE, he was WWE. His persona, charisma, and larger-than-life storylines defined an entire generation of sports entertainment. Fans are already flooding message boards and social media with memories. Childhood nights spent watching him battle villains, dressing up like him for Halloween, and crying tears of joy when he made surprise comebacks. For millions, Hogan was more than a wrestler. He was a symbol of hope, belief, and power. Now, with his passing, the wrestling world is united. Past controversies set aside, in mourning a man whose presence will never truly be replaced. As John Cena said, wrestling will never be the same again. And perhaps that's the highest tribute of all. We truly appreciate your support. Subscribe and be part of our journey.